Well, I reckon it's time for us to get started.
Hey.
So, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Zero Waste Festival 2020 to our No More Bloody Plastic Masterclass.
Ooh.
My name's Mia Swainson.
I am Jess Wattas, or Jessica.
Yeah. And I'm from Zero Waste Revolution. I wish to begin by acknowledging the Ngunnawal people, traditional owners of the land on which we're coming to you this evening. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and acknowledge the continuing contribution that Ngunnawal culture makes to this beautiful city of Canberra and our fabulous region. Thank you so much for making time to be with us for the No More Bloody Plastic Masterclass this evening. We are going to have a bit of fun tonight. We're going to be talking about periods.
Yes.
Menstruation.
Yeah.
Something that, you know, all women do.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
We're going to be introducing some products that you may have heard about, may have used before, and might have had some trouble with, and we'll offer some tips on ways to go about that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. And so just some housekeeping before we get started. You can pop any questions that you've got in the Q&A there and we will answer your questions. You don't have to identify yourself if you don't feel comfortable, that's fine. Just pop your question in the Q&A down the bottom bar, and if you like someone else's question, you can that lets us know that more than one person or several people are keen on that question, and we'll make sure we answer it. We are actually recording this session because we'd like to share it on our Facebook and on our website, but we don't want to identify anyone. So just to make it clear to people that we'll keep a recording and hopefully we'll be able to release it on our site. But if it turns out that one of our audience members is identifiable, we will make sure that bit is cut out. Yeah. So just acknowledging it will be recorded.
And I think as well, making sure that it's a safe space. And as much as that's like a buzzword, making sure that we can ask questions that you might not want to, ask someone else, like who, you might not want to ask your friend, or you can actually just ask this this panel, and then we can offer any thoughts if you have them, any suggestions, solutions.
I know we were going to get straight into products, but I wonder just about sort of demystifying periods, like. It wasn't, I used to talk about it with my friends. So we're from different generations, as you can see. Like I have children of my own.
I am child.
You are not a child. Maddie is young and funky. And so we thought we would, we thought we would. It's so cool. No. So we thought we would offer those like different perspectives, on.
But even in saying that though, like when I went to school, I would still have my tampon up my sleeve when I go to the bathroom, like I think even though there might be some differences, like I think sustainable menstrual products are becoming way more popular, but I think there is still a lot of stigma. And hopefully that's,
well, it's kind of what we're here to do tonight, is to try and reduce that and normalise talking about periods and menstruation and the products. So I used to talk about it with my friends, but I didn't, like when I first got my period, I didn't even know what it was. I hadn't even talked to my mum about it. So like, it's kind of a funny thing. It's, it's such a, it's our bodies, but we don't always talk about all of the functions, about all of the sexual reproductive parts of our body openly, like within our families or even with our friends. So
I think as well, I'm speaking personally, that there can be a bit of like internalized misogyny as well, like thinking, like guys think periods are gross, like so I need to like hide it from so and so, or like there is a lot of shame, I think.
And I feel like different cultures
not helpful.
No,
like, what's the point? I don't understand. Like
I would just find it amazing that, like, I lived for a while in the Solomon Islands, and women there, when traditionally, not necessarily these days, but traditionally when they had their period, they would go to a special house away from their home and away from their kids and away from their cousins and friends, and they would get some time of rest. And it was traditionally this time of rest in a really feminine time. So like I think there's so many different ways to approach
Yeah.
periods, and it's a really natural rhythm and cycle in our lives.
Yeah.
But in our culture these days, we don't acknowledge it.
Yeah,
we
I mean,
kind
we
of try
hide
and
it and
pretend it doesn't
works
happen.
through it, pushes through the pain. And I think as well, it's important to bring up that period pain is, you know, a thing, but also acknowledge that it doesn't have to be a thing. Like, it's actually not normal to have
crippling pain with your period. You
not
should
normal. And like,
definitely go and see a doctor.
You know, as someone who is seeking medical help, you know, I haven't been diagnosed with endometriosis, but I'm in the process. It's a long process. You know, usually it takes 10 years to get diagnosed. But yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that, you know, it is okay to take rest because it's a big, you know,
it's a big part of your body's process.
Yeah.
I've just been told that we've had a few people join us recently, and I want to just welcome you here this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. My name's Mia Swainson. I'm chair of Zero Waste Revolution. We're just a little community group of volunteers here in Canberra. And tonight we're talking about no more bloody plastic, alternatives to plastic for when you have your period or your menstruation. Yeah. And I'm here with the wonderful Jess Fordyce.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us, those who have just come in. So we've been talking about stigma, but shall we move to products?
Yes.
What do you reckon?
Yes. So I have a little goodie bag that I
like
picked up from ACT No Waste, and it's gonna.
So ACT No Waste, who are they?
So ACT No Waste, it's basically like the waste department, and they are amazing. They do heaps of great campaigns. Recycle right, that sort of thing.
Love food, hate waste. So they're the ACT government's waste education group.
You use your words so well.
I think so. So did you. I just same thing, different way. And yeah, they're responsible for for educating community and householders on how to reduce their waste, and they have some fabulous resources. And this is one of them.
Woo-hoo!
Actually, we need to put it in the middle of us to get it in the shot.
So basically,
what do you reckon, ladies? Is that
basically, this is like what ACT No Waste provides, and they rent it out to people who are doing panels, that sort of thing.
Shall we do one at a time?
Yeah.
Can we pull it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And basically it's got all like sustainable menstrual products in it. And
let's see.
It doesn't have like all of them, because there are some that are more alternative. I know that I haven't used. Some people use like sea sponges and stuff. I don't know about that.
Like real sea sponges from sea?
I don't know. But you know, you do you. As long as you're being safe, do your Googles. But I'm gonna stick to what I know, which is menstrual cups, period undies, reusable liners, reusable pads. I think they're like the triple threat, I think, in terms of sustainable products.
So what's this one here?
That is a reusable pad.
Okay, great. So reusable pad, and how do you use it?
So
just pop it.
Thy knickers, hold thy knickers up, and
it goes in the undies.
Yeah, and then you basically clip it. So like you go and go click
that way. Hang on, but that side would go on against your body, and that side would go under your undies. Okay.
Opposite.
No, like that.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. There you go. Clearly, I do have some of these. I've got rad pads, these are a Hannah pad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's heaps of different ones. These look actually pretty sophisticated. They've even got different like absorbencies and different sizes. These Hannah pads.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm not the expert in the pad department. Like, I'm more of a reusable period undie kind of gal, because I don't know. For me, I'm like, look, if I'm gonna like have something that's gonna like suck all my liquids up, then like I don't want to have like the undies plus the pad. Like, I'm just gonna just like get straight to the point and just have the undies, if that makes sense. Like that's but that's just me. Like, some people might prefer.
So that's actually probably quite smart, because I have the reusable pads, not this one here, but they're pretty
a different one that's easier to use. Or maybe we're just
I think this goes under here like this.
Yeah.
If it's anything like the ones I use.
Yeah.
That clips under there.
Yeah.
And quite nice and soft against your skin there.
Yeah.
So nice and soft against your skin, and that's clipped through your undies are sort of in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that this one here has got different absorbency, because the one I use, it's not as big as this and long, and it wobbles around a bit. So it is a bit risky, a little bit leaky, but it's pretty good for like just spotting.
Yes.
So after like
so true. I think like with the period undies.
So shall we have a look at them?
Yes, I'm obsessed with them.
Obsessed. Oh my gosh, this is quite a thing.
They're just so useful. Like the amount of times in my life,
I feel like grandma undies.
No. They're cute. They're cute.
Like seriously, so for my generation, they look like grandma undies.
Really?
And for your generation, they look cool.
No, they're cute.
That is awesome.
But I was just gonna say, like the amount of times when I've been in my cycle and I'm in the last couple days. And I'm like,
so just before your period comes.
No. Like last couple of days of my period.
Oh yeah, just.
I'm like, I don't want to use I don't want to use a pad because like, I don't know. I don't do pads. You know, it's just personal. It's personal. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to use a tampon. And like, there's nothing worse than taking out a dry tampon. Like,
I just feel sick thinking about it. Don't.
No. Like. It's so bad.
There is nothing worse than taking a dry tampon.
No, it feels like your soul is leaving your body. Like it's just leaving. It is.
I think you're right. You're right. This is totally the antidote to that.
Yeah. So basically, if you don't do pads, more of like a tampon gal. I really recommend these for the last couple of days of your period.
So just when you just got a bit of spotting. Yeah. Not sure how much will come out.
Yeah. And you don't want your soul to leave your body with a tampon.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Wow, these are funky.
Yeah, they're cute.
They're really cute. See, I would call these cute. I would call them almost old lady-ish. I would call these like sexy.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
And
red.
What do you reckon? And these look like they like suck your tummy in. Do they?
I think they're like high-waisted. Yeah. I think I think they cater to a lot of body shapes and preferences as well. Like I really like high-waisted things personally.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's another. I reckon that's a little bit sexy as well. Yeah. Like black and lacy.
Sexy lace.
Yeah, a bit like zigzag.
Yeah.
So I only have my reusable pad.
Yeah.
Which I was actually gifted, which sounds ridiculous, by a friend.
Yeah.
Who didn't use them and decided she never wanted them. She was gifted them and she re-gifted them to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wouldn't know where to get them. Where would you get these?
So I have mine from Modi Body.
Are they online store?
Yeah, online. So that's the only brand that I've ever gotten. There are different brands, but I love
Modi Body.
Modi Body. It's
Could we pop something? On our
MODI.
MODI. BODY.
I think maybe even BODI.
BODI.
We'll have to fact
this
check.
one says here. I think we've got the lovely Mel and Cassandra helping us out backstage over there, and they will do that research for you.
Yeah.
So these are a brand called Thinx.
Yeah.
THINX.
Yeah. Like I haven't used them before. I'm sure they're great.
And so just pop them in the wash.
Yeah. So what I do is if it's like a bit of a heavy situation, I'll take it to the laundry tub and I'll just give them a bit of a scrub, like just to get all the ooey gooey goodness off. And
I can't believe I'm scrubbing. It's true.
And just get all that off with like cold water basically.
Yeah.
And then literally just chuck it in the wash.
Great.
Like depending on.
But if it's not too heavy, just straight in the wash.
Yeah. I mean that's what I do and it's fine. But like you can if it comes out and it's like dried or like it's like it has
crusty.
Like it hasn't like come out. Like you can kind of tell. You can kind of test how clean it is by running it under the tap and squeezing it. And if the water is clear, it's clean. If the water is red, it is dirty. So I can just like test it out and see how that goes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. All right. I love it. And for the pads as well.
Yeah.
This brand here.
Yeah.
Was what brand? Hannah pad. The brand I use is called what did I say? Rad pads. They've been around forever since I was at university actually. Which was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm most certainly middle-aged. Audience tip: Modi Body and Love Luna.
Oh,
at Big W and Woolworths.
Oh, such
No
a good
way! Oh my gosh. This is going
Thank
mainstream.
you.
We are so
Yeah.
mainstream now.
Yeah.
Great.
It's cool to be sustainable, okay? You're not just some weird hippie anymore, okay? Yeah.
So I was the weird hippie when I was younger, and now
Yeah.
Jess is the cool.
Still weird.
No.
It's still weird.
You are so cool. Cool to be sustainable. All right, the rest of the world's caught up with me.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Okay. All right, what else have we got in
We
here?
have our menstrual cups. So I say Moon Cup.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's just what I first learned. I don't know if Moon Cup is the brand that I have, or
I think it's a brand.
I think it's the brand, and then they're actually called menstrual cups.
So
yeah,
here we go.
So these are amazing. I recommend.
Amazing.
Basically,
I'm with you too.
Yeah, but basically there are some things to consider. Basically, if you use it and you notice that there is some leakage, I reckon give it some time before you give it up. Because when I first started using them, I was like, oh, I don't know if this is for me. Like, you know, I'm like suctioning it up there. And I was like, okay, you know, cool. I just left it. And then a couple hours later, you take it out, tip it down the sink, tip it down the loo, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, but, you know, I'm still spotting. Like, what am I doing wrong? I think just give it some time to, like, figure it out. Because you do have to really, like, get up in there.
And it's got to be in the right place.
Put it in the right place. Yeah.
So I reckon I found though with the spotting.
Yeah.
If I don't put it in like right at the beginning of my period, and like I guess it's my vagina, it's got lots of menstrual blood in it. It doesn't get a good seal, and so yeah, the only once that I've ever had spotting.
Yeah.
And it was one time when I hadn't put it in at the very beginning of my period.
Yeah.
And because I find it pops in quite nicely, like it sits quite naturally up there.
Yeah.
So you just kind of squeeze it a bit.
Yeah, there's lots of like different techniques. It's really
fun. I squeeze it.
Yeah, so basically if you just like Google like menstrual cup insertation, is that a word?
Yeah.
Techniques.
It's a bit like a tampon.
Yeah, but there's like all these different folds that you can do. Like what I do, literally, there's like all these different techniques.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really fun.
I've only got one way of doing it.
So what I do is I like push mine in.
Yeah.
Like that, and then I fold it over again.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah, but there's all these different ways. So just figure out whatever's best for you and your body. And basically, if you are still experiencing leakage, like I still prefer this. Oh my god, it's so wobbly. If I still prefer this over a tampon, because it's just way more sustainable. Basically, I actually mix it with using the period undies. So overnight, what I'll do is I'll have this plus the period undies, just like as a backup, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, if I really am paranoid, I don't know, during the day. And that is just like
you've got like a
whammy,
big work meeting or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, do not want to embarrass myself that day. Oh my gosh, we should definitely tell embarrassing period stories. Oh, please. I know you
so
have
many.
Them. I know, please.
I just block them. I try and block them from my memory.
As a treat, we can tell everyone our embarrassing period.
As a treat?
At the end. As a treat.
All right, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
I'll do my best.
Have a shocker.
Do you? I don't have like a shocker. Look, I'm happy to tell now.
Okay.
So I feel like every time I get my period, I feel like I have these white pants that I wear for work.
Yeah.
And I love them. They make me feel really like positive and fresh. And then I just don't know why, but often when I first get my period, I feel like wearing them. Maybe it's because they like cheer me up. Okay. Anyway, so I've had a few disasters where I've had these white pants on and a bit of leakage all the way through.
Anything like any sort of like public disasters?
Not like publicly everywhere. But,
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I get like I don't think anyone saw, but because no one was looking like up my ass. Yeah. But definitely had to get the bleach out and
we've literally
really cleaned those white.
Literally.
And I was like, oh, why do I want to wear the white? So that's my embarrassing.
Literally the amount of times that I've just been like in like my family like laundry tub like as a teenager, like hoping like none of like my brothers see me just like scrubbing, just being like, ooh, like Anyway, my embarrassing one. Well, I don't really get embarrassed, which is not great for my social reputation. But something that would objectively be embarrassing is I was at a party. Yeah. I was at a Triple J party, like a Hottest 100 party.
They are good.
And there was a blow-up pool.
Oh.
I was in my bikini.
Oh.
And no, it's really not that bad, actually, now that I think about it. Basically, my mate Georgia was like, Jess, your tampon string is hanging out.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, because like we're all drinking and stuff, and like, I don't know, when you're drunk, like things such as tampon strings just don't really
you're not thinking about it.
Well,
the perfect solution.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to do the old, like, just get it in there, and I was like, okay, thanks.
But if only you'd had a menstrual cup.
If only.
And you could have avoided that situation.
If only.
And I have to say, here you go.
Quickly before I forget as well, with these, they're super long. Basically you can cut it. Like I cut mine so it's shorter.
Do you?
Because it's just uncomfortable. It's like poking out like a little.
I like it. I like mine long.
Really?
Yeah. I think it depends on the size of your vagina. What do you reckon? Like, or shape. I wonder if some people are different shapes.
True. Yeah.
I don't know. So that's a good tip about cutting. But I reckon if I cut mine,
you'd lose it. Forever.
Yeah, I'd lose it.
Yeah.
I'd be like, where's it gone?
Yeah.
What happened to me? It's lost in my body. Yeah. That's really interesting. I think it's also different products. Can I just say, like different? Yeah. Because maybe this one's long, and because I have two different brands of menstrual cup.
Okay.
Because I had my cup, and then I went on holidays and I got my period.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't stomach the idea of buying a whole thing of pads because or tampons. I did have tampons to hand as a backup.
Yeah.
But I haven't bought tampons for since I started using these really. Yeah. I've just got a couple left over from back then.
Yeah.
But I just went and bought another one of these, and they're really different. Like they feel really different. So I guess that's another tip to say to people: if you don't like the feel of one menstrual cup, they feel different.
Do not give up if you don't like the product. Yeah.
Yeah.
Onto cleaning.
Yes.
Basically, mine isn't coloured. I wish mine was coloured. Mine is clear.
Yeah, mine's
and
clear
when
too.
I first got it, I was like, oh, look at my brand spanking new baby. Now it is literally like really stained, and it's like not nice. I'm like, girl.
Is it like this stuff?
It's not a good look.
Mine's clear and still clear.
Yeah, well, basically, I've had mine for like a long time.
Oh, maybe longer than me.
Anyway, so basically, when it gets like that, I just get like an old bamboo toothbrush or whatever and just go scrubbing.
Oh, nice.
And basically, there's some like confusion over toxic shock syndrome. Basically, a lot of people think that if you use a menstrual cup that you won't get TSS. Sorry to crush your dreams, but it's not true. You can still get toxic shock syndrome. Bacteria can still grow. So it is really important to boil the moon cup with boiling water between uses.
Wow, because I've only just been washing it with soapy water.
I mean, that's probably fine as well, like soap, detergent, that sort of thing. But I boil mine. I'm like a witch, like on the saucepan, like boiling my moon cup, like
well, maybe I might look into it. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
And for women like me who've had babies, we get bigger sized. Because our period changes after having kids, and you get heavier periods, which I have to say is not something to look forward to. It's not something I love. The joys. That's all right. I was talking to someone just recently who said they've just had gone through menopause, and they're like so pleased they don't have their periods anymore. Yeah. But I don't mind. I mean, I feel like having a period is it's a part of being a woman, and I love being a woman.
Yeah, I think like it's something that I've just recently, I don't know, like had. Okay, let me restart. So I used to have a really negative relationship with my period, especially because I have had a lot of period pain, but I'm starting to kind of appreciate it a little bit more. And I don't know, I guess that in the media, and we grow up, and that sort of thing, like there's a lot of negative connotations, which is fair enough, like it is a hassle, but also there are positives, and I think it's a way to kind of get more in touch with your body and your health as well. I don't know, maybe that's me just being optimistic, but
no, I think I agree. I really connect with that.
Yeah.
And it is a time, like those women in the Solomon Islands, where they do just take that time out from their everyday routines, and I think it is a moment of pause. And I don't think we do that enough in our culture.
Actually, there's a really, sorry if this is off topic, there's a really good TED talk about this lady, and she talks about like the cycle and how it relates to, I guess, like someone's schedule.
Yeah.
Like before their cycle, they're really energetic and like, you know, they're doing all the like, ticking off all the boxes, and then it's like a time of rest.
Yeah,
like,
there's quite a lot of research into that. I've seen stuff on that for athletes. So is there anything else we need to talk about on moon cups, or menstrual cups? Sorry, we'll call them.
I don't think
So you can get them online, and you can get them in pharmacies.
Yeah,
they're
I got
pretty.
mine from the pharmacy.
They're pretty available.
Yeah, I think. So we might talk about some benefits and difficulties. I think, for me personally, the biggest drive was environmental reasons. But there's other benefits as well, like health benefits. Like if you use period undies, you're not going to get toxic shock syndrome. And also, I think there's like way less chance of getting it with moon cups as well, but I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that. But I think there's way less plastic, obviously.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not out here being like, oh, chemicals are bad, like there's a lot of fear mongering in the media about like, people will be bleaching their tampons and companies are poisoning women and all this stuff. But like there is a reason why, tampons might be bleached, or like, using organic cotton. Like, yeah. But I think just for me personally, it is good to, I don't know, not be chucking out like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tampons in my lifetime. Like that's sort of just like one simple way that I can reduce my plastic single-use plastic footprint, I guess.
I also find like when I'm traveling, this is benefits. I find a real practical benefit, like especially when I'm traveling. And I don't quite know where to put, because tampons or pads, and you kind of know where to put them, like the used ones, like the bloody plastic. Yeah, I guess.
Oh my gosh, the amount of times that I've been in someone's house.
Yeah, and
and there's not a bin
like
there.
trying to surreptitiously like hide it in a bin.
I'm like,
but no need to hide if you're using a cup. Like totally chill. Yeah. And these also, like, your dirty undies, you just pop in the bag and stick them in your carry bag. Yeah. I love these for camping. Like, it sounds slightly crazy, but make sure you wash your hands before you're, popping it in and out. But like, no waste. Yeah. It's so simple, and you don't have to carry that waste out, especially on a multi-day hike. Yeah. That is totally my top tip for multi-day hikes.
Awesome.
And we've just had a request to hold up the undies a little bit closer, so you can see that one's got a little cover on it, the inside. So that it's just kind of like padded on the inside there.
So they don't usually have that white.
That's just the hygiene thing, because they're in a demonstration kit. But the inside, is like a what is it? Just cotton. Yeah. Probably a few layers
comfy
of cotton.
Stuff.
Yeah, a few layers of comfy cotton, I reckon.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Okay, so any other benefits?
Well, I think there is an upfront cost.
Yeah.
But also you are saving money over time. So
Definitely.
I think it kind of balances out. I think money is a big one.
So how much is, like, I'd go through a pack of pads in a thing, which is what?
$10.
Is it $10? I don't know. It's been ages since I bought one. Say $8?
$5 to $10.
$5 to $10. Yeah. And the menstrual cup costs about $40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, after 4 or 5 periods, you've totally made your money back, and then you're using it for years. Yeah. So, so environmental though. Yeah. So what else?
In terms of benefits, I think that's all the benefits that we can think of.
If you've got a benefit that we haven't thought of, please pop it in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah. Yeah.
And then we did want to bring up difficulties as well, because I don't know, I don't want to be like naive and be like, everything's perfect. But like, I don't know, there is the learning curve of trying something new, like I was talking about before with the moon cups. Like, that if you don't have like time or something like that, that can be a difficulty of like finding the right product for you.
Yeah.
And then I guess stigma, like if you don't know anyone who is using these products, like, I don't know, might be a bit weird or something like that. But
well, most
be a
people
champion.
yeah, be a champion, totally.
Yeah.
And listen, we're championing with you. We're there with you.
Yeah.
But it's now like, it's less, I reckon there's less stigma now that you can buy them in pharmacies and like mainstream department stores. Yeah. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a bit of like, it's a change. I think it's interesting too, because like the products you use in your period, like when I got mine, my mum was like, oh, how exciting, this is what you got. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's what it is. She's like, and you'll need these products. And I think that's a thing for young women as they're coming through to, yes, their mums might not know about these sort of options of cups and undies.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important that everyone gets that message that there are, zero plastic, or plastic-free ways to, have a practical, clean menstruation. And so, I think that everyone has a role to play in.
Yeah. And
in that.
Not just people who identify as, women as well. Like,
sure,
a lot of like, not just women menstruate. I guess I wanted to clear up as well, because we want to be trans inclusive.
Yeah,
and I think it's really important because a lot of people get left behind in this conversation. A lot of companies just, advertise towards women and leave a lot of people behind. So.
Yeah, it's important. Like, everyone who menstruates has a right to know about not needing to use plastic products.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Jess, for making sure we sneak that one in. Comments, questions, welcome. Keep them coming. We've got a question here about menstrual discs.
Ooh. Okay. So I just haven't used discs or like the whole sponge situation before. So like, I didn't want to talk about anything that like I personally wouldn't use, I guess, because like I just don't have the knowledge.
Yeah, I've never used a menstrual disc.
Or, like, I don't have like the personal knowledge, I guess.
But it sounds like they're an option.
Yeah.
And we encourage you to use anything that's, plastic free.
Yeah.
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 So I'm really sorry we don't have more on that, but encourage you to share if you've got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many liners or pads or undies would you need for a period?
Oh, that is such a good question.
Yeah, I know. How many do you have?
Okay, so I'm like a stingy hoe, and I have like
that's a bit of a harsh.
I have like
harshly judging yourself.
So I have like one pair.
A little sign saying stingy. She's so not a stingy hoe.
Also, I'm really sick, so I have my lozenges.
No, you're not. Because
like,
if you're sick, you're at home.
Oh,
sick
that's
at
true.
Home, so you're feeling well.
I'm feeling great. I've had a really fantastic, healthy day.
A busy day.
Yeah, busy day. So a bit under the weather, but she's had her COVID test and she is negative. So
good.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically I have a pair of undies that are nude coloured and they don't have, what do you call it? Like you can wear them under something and like the lines won't come up.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember. Seamless. Yeah. So I have a pair of those.
And they're so good.
Yeah.
You feel great.
Yeah. I have a pair of those.
And I wear them underneath my white pants.
That you are definitely not leaking through because you're wearing seamless period undies.
Oh my God.
And then I've got like a black pair of just normal ones. And then I have a cute green pair of like heavy duty ones. So I only have 3 at the moment. I reckon the ideal amount would be like 5 to 7, which I know is a lot, but it depends on how often you do your washing, depends on how often like you want to sort of manage it. Like Maddie, my mate, she has like, I think she has like 7 or something like that. I'm like, damn, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon more than 3 from my personal experience, because like, I've got one for daytime and then like I can put something on for nighttime. But then I'm like the next day I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
I'm running out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have more than one menstrual cup.
Yeah.
Because that's what I use when my period's heavy.
I only have one moon cup as well.
But you don't need more than one moon cup.
Yeah, I know, but
I only have one more because of that travel disaster.
If you're meant to be boiling them between uses,
okay.
Then you could like swap
between them. Because they're only supposed to be in for 8 hours at the most.
Yeah, we should have mentioned that actually.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of handy. Like,
yeah.
And they actually, I just find them amazing because I feel like I leak through pads, but I don't leak through these. I feel like the volume they will take
it's hectic.
Is seriously hectic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so satisfying. Like I will like tip my blood out and I'm like, bye bitch. Like it's just so satisfying to like tip it out into the drain. I don't know. I'm like, see you never.
Mine goes down the toilet.
Really?
Yeah, I always change it in the toilet.
I won't tell my housemates because they'll get me in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Better not mention that, but I can say that mine goes down the toilet. And now my cleaner knows why my toilet sometimes has, you know, the odd little, not much, not very often, but just every now and then there'll be a little flick of blood somewhere on the toilet seat from like a
keeping it real.
Oh yeah, this is real. We are talking about blood.
Yeah.
Talking about menstruation. Talking about periods.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one of these, and I have 4 pads, like liner pads.
Oh yeah.
But I reckon, and that's probably about right. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I reckon because I think I'm kind of a bit loose with the end of my period, and maybe I should. Maybe I should invest
you know what?
more.
I'm just gonna.
I need some period undies. Yeah, bleed on the street. Oh, maybe. No, I'm not bleeding as I walk down the street. Oh, you poor thing. We're gonna. Oh,
no, I'm fine.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure? I need to take you to hospital for a COVID
going
test. Do I need to do a COVID test now? Oh my goodness. Any places in Canberra that sell these products that aren't too pricey? Look, well, I reckon, to be honest, I would check it out. I reckon the big department stores will probably have them cheaper just because they sell by volume. But online,
we've had a hot tip
yeah,
that there are local Canberra businesses that make the undies. So basically, handmade by Hey Penny and Tiny Cheeks, and they also make nappy makers.
Oh, cool.
Nappy makers.
Why not?
Yeah. So I'll say that again. Hey Penny and Tiny Cheeks.
Awesome.
Those are such cute names.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are local Canberra businesses that make the period undies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And look, keep your questions coming. We really do appreciate them.
Yeah.
We love hearing from you. And I reckon I don't have period undies, but I feel like I should go out and invest in some.
I'm so passionate about them.
They look super comfy.
Yeah.
And and because I've been a bit of a buy nothing new crusader for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Hello. I tend not to buy anything new, but I think this might.
Yes.
I might intentional buying is what the buy nothing challenge does, and I think this might just be a little intentional buying treat, or maybe I could ask for it as a Christmas present.
That's such a good idea. Oh my goodness. Okay.
You've got a new Christmas present. Mum, I need some period undies.
Literally. Ask for this stuff for Christmas. Like
my husband, please.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a good little like stocking thing.
Yeah, good stocking filler.
Yeah.
I don't get a stocking anymore.
I
fill the stockings for my children.
I provide for this family.
Yeah, me and my husband. We choose what. It's actually one of the joyous things that you do, and they do sometimes get socks and undies in there.
Yeah.
Along with other things.
I love
things.
getting socks and undies. Like
I know.
Yeah.
Nothing better.
Yeah.
But I reckon an improvement on socks and undies in your stocking at Christmas.
In your arsenal. Yeah.
Is like zero waste menstrual. So what a great gift to a friend.
Yeah.
At Christmas time. Like a zero waste product like this.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't actually done that before, but I feel like
because it's probably not the sort of thing that you want to do secondhand. I mean, I got my pads from a friend, but she hadn't used them. She didn't want them.
Yeah, like if I had a friend who was just like, oh, I don't use these, like I've used them like once or something, then I'd probably do it because I don't know, but like
owning it.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of fun as well, just like really own it and like pick like the colors that you want and like pick like I don't know if there's any fun patterns as well. Like make it fun, and then you're probably more likely to use it
and feel special.
Yeah.
Or if I got this from my best friend, it would be a reminder of them.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And then that would make your period even better. I mean,
well,
not even better. It would just make it.
You would feel connected to them.
Yeah.
I'm actually now thinking I should get some for my best friend.
Oh.
I know. She better not be watching. All right. Otherwise, she'll know. Yeah, I think it's cool. Well, I think we're just about at the end of the evening. We've just got a couple more questions before we wrap up. can we buy nappies second hand and sanitize them as well? Of course, you can buy nappies. That's nappies for children. Is that a chat question? Yeah, nappies. Absolutely. Nappies secondhand are totally the way to go.
Yeah.
Not that you've had children yet, but you know.
Yeah. Well, one of my best friends, so shout out to Marnie. She has a 1-year-old, and they just got all their stuff secondhand, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, totally cool. We got most of our nappies secondhand, but I also bought quite a few new. So we did reusable nappies, and you can absolutely get them secondhand, sanitize them, and you know, actually popping them on the line with sunlight apparently is one of the best things to do. As well as we did use nappy sand too, just to make sure.
And I mean, like, I don't know, maybe this is just like ignorant of me, but like, what's the difference between like some random baby's poop and like your baby's poop?
Not much.
I don't know. Is there going to be like cross baby poop contamination?
There could be. I'm just slightly nervous about the poop side because my family recently had sharing even more information that no one needed. This, you know, revolting tummy bug that this, you know, like amoebas and blastocysts, and it was pretty horrid. And it is a fecal oral contamination, but it's pretty rare.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as long as you're not, you know, traveling in third world countries, you're pretty unlucky, and no one's traveling these days, so hey, you should be right. But yeah, you could definitely buy nappies secondhand. There's heaps on Gumtree, and you know, and definitely encourage people to do it. The other place to go for secondhand nappies is the Buy Nothing Facebook groups. Check it out, and if you need secondhand nappies, let people know that you're after them. You could get secondhand cup and sanitize, absolutely. You know, that would be your call. You know, it just have to be what you're comfortable with. I
mean, I've like used other people's toothbrushes. I haven't used other people's moon cups.
I was just gonna say toothbrushes and moon cups are slightly different. Slightly different profile.
Well, whatever you are willing to do.
And I don't know. We're not medical professionals, so you know, we couldn't give you medical advice there. But I think it's a good question. All right, I reckon it's just about time for us to wrap up. It's been such a pleasure to be with you this evening. Thank you for putting all your questions in. We will pop the recording up on our website. So please, if you enjoyed it, let your friends know about it. Jess, thank you so much for sharing all your insights, for being real. You are so not a stingy hoe. You are such a funky hoe. Oh my gosh. There's nothing stingy about you. Totally awesome. It's been our pleasure. Thank you for joining us. And this is the final wrap-up event of the Zero Waste Revolution 2020 online festival. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you all in 2021. Thanks.